Hello everyone, today I wanted to share my top 10 songs that Mariah Carey has covered with you. If you would like to skip right to my list, I will have a timestamp on the screen right here to where you guys can go to. And now let's get on to a couple quick disclaimers. Number one, this is just my personal opinion and interpretation. And also for this list, I decided that I would do like live covers and stuff like that, Christmas material as well, and not just limit myself to the stuff that she recorded. So that's definitely something I wanted to note as well. Sorry for any background noise or dust particles that may occur throughout this video. I'm going to be reading off my phone as I always do. This list is in no particular order for the most part besides my number one pick. Lastly, if I have any notes that I forget to add, check down below. I might have a pinned comment. And let's get into it. At number 10, I'm going to have Endless Love with Luther Vandross. So this was on his album Songs, and I know that Mariah put this on one of her compilation albums as well. And this was originally done by Lionel Richie and Diana Ross. And so I just think that this is beautiful to listen to overall. Both of them individually have beautiful, velvety, amazing voices to listen to. And then their voices blend together so well. So overall, this is just wonderful. And I feel like it was a really tasteful rendition, but they just took it to the next level with their vocals, in my personal opinion, and improved upon it. And so this is just something that is a treat to listen to. Luther is probably one of my favorite vocalists of all time. Mariah is my favorite singer of all time. And so what they're able to do on this track is just something that is so impressive overall and keeps me coming back. And now to number 9, which is going to be Christmas Baby Please Come Home. So she put this on her album Merry Christmas, and she also did another rendition of it for her latest Christmas special, which I quite enjoyed as well. Love what she did there. And this was originally done by Darlene Love. And so I just think that this is incredible to listen to. I just really love the energy that you can feel listening to this track. I think that her vocals on here are just immaculate all the way throughout. And so I just really love what she does with this one overall, and definitely highlights on the first Christmas album for me, which I really do love. And I also love this performance that she did of it. I'm pretty sure it was at the 2008 Grammy nominations, and I really love the outfit for it. I thought that that was great, but then she also adds this whistle note onto it, which was cool as well. So I really like what she did there. And now to number 8, which is going to be Oh Holy Night. So this is a traditional song, and she put this on her first Christmas album, Merry Christmas. And I think that this is a killer rendition of this track. She just really took this one to the next level. I love her arrangement. I love how the song progresses. Her vocals on here are absolutely superb. They are mind-blowing. That whistle that she does on this song, that is one of my favorite parts of it. Just what she did with this is one for the books, and in my opinion, this is the best cover of this song. Every single time I hear other people cover this song, or a lot of the other songs that she's done, it's something that I always feel slightly disappointed on, and just because I feel like she adds so much to her cover. So whenever I listen to the other one, it's something that's bothering me. I'm like, wait, something feels like it's missing here, because she really fills out a song. And I feel like this is one of the best examples of that. And this is just something that is exquisite overall. And this is just something that if you've not listened to it at all, if you have not listened to it in a long time, you definitely need to check it out, because what she did on this song, it is just something that is going to leave you speechless every single time that you listen to it. And now on to number 7, which is going to be Didn't Mean to Turn You On. So this was originally done by Sherelle, and she did do this for the Glitter soundtrack. And so I really like this one. I think that it's something that is so much fun to listen to. Her vocals on here are top notch as well. I really like the atmosphere of the song. And this is definitely one that grew on me, because whenever I first heard the Glitter album, I only liked 3 songs: Lead the Way, Never Too Far, and Loverboy. Rest of the songs I didn't like. The album took a bit to grow on me overall. And this is one that I find myself coming back to more and more. And I listen to it a fair amount outside of the context of the album. And whenever it does come on in the context of the album, I really do enjoy it as well. And now to number 6, which is going to be Love Hangover / Heartbreaker. So this is something that she did for the Divas Live in 2000 as a tribute to Diana Ross. And this is also put in an EP for MC30. And so what I really love with this is just the way that she put these two songs together. So first up, we have her cover of Love Hangover, which is something that is so gratifying to listen to. I love her vocal on there, right? And then the way that she transitions into Heartbreaker is something that is absolutely genius. I just love the way that she was able to incorporate her own song with that. And so I really love the way that this progresses as well. And so this is just something that is a really entertaining listen overall. And I believe that I discovered this last year and I was like, wow, what have I been missing out on? And this is one that I come back to, and I just enjoy myself every single time. I just think that it's so much fun overall. And now on to top 5. At the 5th slot, I'm going to have I Still Believe. So she put this on her first compilation album, Number Ones, originally done by Brenda K. Starr, and she said that she did this as a tribute to her. And so I just think that her rendition of it is something that is absolutely stunning to listen to overall. I love her vocal on here. I love the textures that she's using. I really love the background vocals, and just how she really makes the song her own, and the way that it progresses as well is something that I quite enjoy listening to there. And so her rendition of this is just something that I keep coming back to over time, and she just did what she had to do in the studio. I can also really appreciate her live performances of this song. I just really think that she ate this up whenever she did it live. And I also really love the music video for this as well, just paying homage to Marilyn Monroe, which I can appreciate. I thought that she looked great in the music video. I also wanted to take a second to talk about another version of the song. So she did do a remix of the song, I Still Believe / Pure Imagination. And she also had Crazy Bone and Da on there as well. And so I love this version of the song so much. I was really debating if I was gonna put this on my list. On the day, these could switch depending on how I'm feeling. I really love the remix of it and what she was able to do and how she was able to reimagine it. And the vibe is just completely different. And I can really appreciate Crazy Bone and Da contributions to it as well. Just something that is so relaxing to listen to. Love it so much. So I definitely had to take a second to talk about it. And I definitely think that it is one of her best remixes. Of course, if you haven't checked it out, you definitely should. You're really missing out. Also, I love the music video for this song. She looks great. And again, a completely different vibe, but something that is still cool overall. And now on to number 4, which is going to be Against the Odds, Take a Look at Me Now. So she put this on her Rainbow album, and this was originally done by Phil Collins. And so I just think that this is something that is excellent to listen to overall. I really love her vocal on here. I think that it's exquisite, and it's something that is very powerful to listen to. It really takes you on a journey whenever you're listening to it, and she just ate Phil Collins up on this one. Like, it's not even close. She just really transformed the song, which is definitely something that I can appreciate and something that she does with all of her covers, of course. I just think that this is a really satisfying listen overall, and definitely one of my favorite songs on the Rainbow album for sure. And now on to number 3, which is going to be Just Be Good to Me. So she did perform this live at the Tokyo Dome, and she put this on the Rarities. And so this was originally done by the SOS band. And I just think that this is so ridiculously cool. I love the atmosphere of this. I think that her vocals on here are fantastic to listen to. And this is just something that I really enjoyed listening to. Because I remember listening to it once and I was like, there's something that is intriguing about this to me. So I was like, let me come back to it. And it's just something that I kind of like got addicted to. So it's just great in terms of the atmosphere of it once again, and something that I really like listening to. And now on to number 2, which is going to be One More Try. So she put this on her Me I Am Mariah, the Elusive Chanteuse album, and this was originally done by George Michael. And so as I said before about that album, it's something that has some of the most emotive vocal performances across her entire career, and you can just really feel every word that she's saying on those ballads on the album. And this is one of the prime examples of that in my personal opinion. I just think that this is breathtaking overall. I just think that she sounds amazing on this. So I really love her rendition of it, just really adding her own flair onto it. But the emotion in it is not lost at all. You really hear the conviction, you feel every single word that she is saying on this. And so I just think that she did an impeccable job with this cover overall. It's definitely a stand-up for me on this respective album, and it's always been a favorite for me. It's always something that's really stood out to me. And I feel like a lot of people don't give this cover enough appreciation. I see people talking about her best covers, and a lot of people don't bring this one up. Whenever they do, they're like, oh, I don't really like that one very much. And I'm sure some people just don't really care for this album very much. It is what it is in that regard, but I definitely do think that it's one of her best covers. Like, the way that she goes off at the end and just the journey that the song takes you through is something that is truly special. Whenever you hear this one, it's just something that really stays with you, and I can just really appreciate that about it and the performance overall. And now on to number 1, which is going to be You and I. So this was originally done by Stevie Wonder, and she actually performed this as like a tribute to him during the Charm Bracelet era. And so the reason why I had to put this at number 1 is I just think that this is a gorgeous vocal performance overall, and this is the one that I just love the most out of everything. So that's why I had to put this at number 1. I just love it so much. Of course, you have the amazing whistle notes that she's known for. She throws a few of those in, which is delightful, of course. But then she also really shows off her impressive lower register, and some people definitely don't give her enough credit for all the notes that she's able to reach in terms of that. She has a really wide range, and so to get to hear her hit those low notes is just something that is really impressive overall. So you get to hear that as well. And again, this is just one that she does so tastefully, and she also makes it her own. And this is the first time that I ever heard this song, and then I went to go listen to the original for comparison, and I just really think that she improved upon it. Of course, all respect to Stevie, I definitely think that he is one of the best singer-songwriters of all time, incredibly gifted as an instrumentalist. I just really like the approach that she took with this. Her technique on here is great. Her musicality on here is out of this world. As I said before, I don't know anybody with better musicality than Mariah Carey, and I definitely feel like this is one of the best examples. I feel like this is just something that is so magical. It's something that's so addicting to listen to, and I just love it very much. And so basically that is why I had to put this at number 1. I really wish that she would have recorded this in the studio and released it, because I would love to have it, but it's just so excellent overall. And if you've not seen this performance yet, you are highly missing out. Definitely go check it out. I'll have a link down below in the description if you're interested. That's gonna be it for my list. Of course, I'm gonna have a ranking recap on the screen right next to me, just going over everything. And like I said, this isn't really in any particular order besides like my number 1 pick for the most part. The rest of these can kind of shift depending on the day and whatever, but these are my absolute favorites. These are the ones that I go to the most and just really love, and so these are the ones that I was like, I absolutely have to have them in my top 10. Of course, my opinions can change over time. I'm feeling pretty good about this list, and now I wanted to share some honorable mentions with you all. So first up, I have whenever she did If Only You Knew / Somewhere Over the Rainbow, and she did this for a Patti LaBelle tribute, and this is definitely one of her best live performances, of course. And I remember Lambs talking about it on Twitter, and she was like, oh, I didn't think that performance was that great or something. We had to like, no, Mariah, you absolutely ate that up. Her musicality on this one is just absolutely immaculate. The runs that she's doing all over Somewhere Over the Rainbow, what she's doing with If Only You Knew, like it was just something that was so well done overall. And so I really do like her rendition of this one. And I know some of you are in the comments right now like, why didn't you put that on your list? And this is definitely one that I had to mention that I really love, but it was really close to making it, but I think I just like the other ones more, but definitely honorable mention for sure. Next up is going to be Lullaby of Birdland. So she did this live in 2014 and she put this on the Rarities album for us to listen to, which I'm very appreciative of. As I said before, I love whenever Mariah does jazz. I really wish she had more jazz songs in her catalog because I think every time she does it, she absolutely kills it. And of course she has a themed album coming up, but I think that that might be more so of a gospel album because she said it's something people have been asking her to do for years. But maybe there is some jazz in there. We won't know until it comes out. But I just think that she always knocks it out of the park whenever she does jazz. So this is really a treat to listen to. Next up is going to be Don't Play That Song. So she did this live at the Tattoo Club, and then this was put on an EP called like the live debut on streaming services, something like that. And this is something that I really love listening to. She really made it her own. You have the whistles on there, and I just really like the way that she owns the song as well. This is something that was originally done by Benny King, I'm pretty sure, and then Aretha Franklin famously did it. I love her rendition of that as well. She really makes it her own. I think her rendition of it is great, and I feel like you can't really go wrong between which rendition that you go with, and so that's definitely something worth noting. But I really like Mariah's rendition of it, of course, as well. Next up, I have Out Here on My Own. I believe this was originally done by Irene Cara, and this is something that she recorded in 2000, I believe, and she put it on the Rarities. I think that her vocal on here is just something that is mind-blowing. Love what she's doing on here. A lot of conviction on here once again. Next up is going to be I Want to Know What Love Is. This was originally done by Foreigner, and she put this on her Memoirs of an Imperfect Angel album. And I believe she said she put this on the album because she knows that there's some people who just want to hear her belt, and she was like, let me give you just a straight vocal performance on the album, so here you go. And so I just love the way that she like reimagined this and the whistles of it, and it's something again that feels really magical to listen to, and she just really does an incredible job on here. So I really like what she does on here. Vocal performances definitely stand out on the album, and I was like, I definitely have to mention this one. My last honorable mention is going to be whenever she did Joy to the World live at the Cathedral of St. John, and this was going to be on the deluxe version of her Merry Christmas album. And it's like, if I never would have heard this version, I would have liked the album version, right? But this version, she just really takes it to the next level. Some songs, whenever she performs it live, just the atmosphere around it and just the energy just makes it so much better. It's like whenever she does Make It Happen live, for example, the energy is just completely different from the studio version, especially the Madison Square Garden version of that song, which is my personal favorite rendition, and I just always listen to that over the studio version for the most part. I really like that. So basically the same thing with this one. I just like it so much better than the studio version, and all the riffs and runs that she's doing on here is just something that is so great to listen to overall, showing off her chops here, and so it's really delightful. And I made my own playlist, and I actually threw this in instead of the regular version whenever I listen to the album, just because I like it more. And now I wanted to share my thoughts on some other covers that she's done. So most of these are going to be ones that she recorded in the studio. Some of these she was just a feature on, so I try to compile a list of everything that I really wanted to talk about. I've talked about most of my thoughts on these before, but some of them I haven't discussed, and I'm sure that some of you were like, oh, why didn't you just rank all the covers that she's done instead? So I felt like this would be like a good compromise in it, so I'm just gonna give like quick thoughts on all of these and have them written down. First up, I have We're Not Making Love Anymore with Michael Bolton. I believe they did this live at the Norm Convention. I really love what they are doing on here. Mariah's vocals on here is something that is absolutely superb to listen to, so I really like what she's doing on there. It's not on streaming platforms, it's only on YouTube, so I don't listen to it a whole lot, but whenever I listen to it, I really like it. Next up is gonna be I'll Be There. This is a Jackson 5 cover. She did this for MTV Unplugged. And so my thoughts on this, I think that it's a good rendition overall, but I almost never reach for it. There's just a lot of other covers that I prefer over this one, but I do like it. Next up is gonna be Without You. This was on Music Box. I really love this cover and what she did with it. And on to the other songs that she covered on her first Christmas album, Merry Christmas. So we have Silent Night. So I believe this was the opener for the album. I think that it sets the tone nicely. I really like what she did here. Then we also have Joy to the World. We already talked about that. I just like the live version more, of course. Then we also have Santa Claus Is Coming to Town. I think that I just like the other songs on the album a lot more than this one for the most part, but I still do like it. It's just not one that I really reach for outside of the album. And then we have Hark the Herald Angels Sing / Gloria and Excelsis Deo. So I do like this one. I think that it was a great rendition of it once again. And then we have Jesus, Oh What a Wonderful Child. I really like this one. Something that is so fun to listen to. And then we also have God Rest You Merry Gentlemen. So this is one that's short and sweet, and I really do like it. And then of course we have the Sugar Plum Fairy Interlude. So she put this on the deluxe version of the album, which came out in 2019. I'm pretty sure. I do like it. I think she sounds great. And then next up we're gonna have Open Arms. So she did do this for the Daydream album. I do like her rendition of it. Whenever I listen to the Daydream album, like I said before, this is one that I've been skipping recently. Not because it's bad or anything, but I just haven't really felt in the mood to listen to it. Like whenever I listen to the album, there's other songs that I like more, and I'd rather get to those a little bit faster. So I have been skipping this one, but I do like her rendition of it, and I can appreciate whenever she performed it live, and just like the way that she was able to switch it up in regards to that. So I do like this version. And then next up is going to be The Beautiful One. She did this for the Butterfly album. I stated my opinions on this one before. I'm kind of split on this one. I think that her vocal on here is amazing, of course. I really love the textures that she's using, how how she's riffing off at the end and all that stuff. And then Drew Hill is on here as well, so I can appreciate their contributions to it. But I would not have minded if this song wasn't on the Butterfly album at all, just because it's such a personal album, so I wouldn't have minded if it was like all originals. And so listening to this song, sometimes it goes by really fast, sometimes it drags on. It just really depends on how I'm feeling that day. Most of the time I skip it. Sometimes I can listen to it and appreciate it for the vocals. I do think they're impressive. I can appreciate it in terms of that, but it's never been a favorite for me on the Butterfly album. Next up we have Sweetheart. So she did this one with Jermaine Dupri. I think that it's a good listen. I do like it. I will say I prefer the version with no rap. And it's something that I listen to every once in a while, but not really something that I reach for. And then we have Got to Be Real with Patti LaBelle. So they performed this live and then it was put on a live album. And so I just really love the way that they bounce off of each other's energy. And I just think that this is so much fun to listen to. I think that the vocals on here are really impressive to listen to. They're both able to hold their own and really shine. And then I really love the way that their voices go together as well. And just something that's really a treat to listen to. Something that always puts me on a good mood whenever it comes on. So I really do like this. And then we also have Chain of Fools with Aretha Franklin. So this was again put on a live album that Aretha did, I'm pretty sure. And this was something that was done for VH1 Divas Live in 1998. I am pretty sure. My thoughts on this, I think that it's good overall, but it's always something that leaves me wanting more whenever I listen to it. Because Mariah is holding back vocally out of respect for Aretha, and I can completely understand why she did that, and it definitely makes a lot of sense, of course. But I really wish that she would have went off more vocally and just really did what we know that she's capable of doing. So that's definitely something that's worth noting. I can appreciate it for what it is, but I honestly don't really listen to it that much. But of course, all respect to Aretha Franklin, the queen of soul. Then we have Do You Know Where You're Going To? So this is a Diana Ross cover. Thoughts on this? Honestly, I don't really listen to this one very much. I can appreciate her vocal on it, but I just think that she has a lot of covers that are better than this one, so I don't really return to it that much. But I can appreciate it for what it is whenever I do listen to it. And then we have Bringing On the Heartbreak. So she did record this for the Charm Bracelet album, and she's such a versatile vocalist, so it's really interesting to get to hear her do a rock song. I love all the whistles and how resonant and the power and just what she was able to do with it and really make it her own. And this is one that I predicted was gonna grow on me, and I was absolutely right, but it's never been a favorite for me on the Charm Bracelet album. Sometimes I do skip it. It really depends on what mood that I'm in, but I can appreciate it for the vocals and just the way that it progresses as well. And then I guess I can share my thoughts on whenever she did With You I'm Born Again with John Legend. So I honestly don't really care for it that much. I think I just don't really like the song that much, number one. I think I remember the song differently, and then I heard it, I was like, wow, I just don't really care for the song that much fundamentally, one. And then two, John Legend's vocal on it just gets on my nerves. Like, it feels way too crowded. It's like whenever she did When Christmas Comes for her second Christmas album, right? And then she did this duet with him, and I was just like, why did you release that? Because she already fills up the song so much on her own, and then whenever he's on the song, it's just way too crowded. I just do not like his vocal contribution to that at all, so I never listen to that version. Album version is superior. And so that's what I feel like happens on there. Also, I don't really like him as a person either, so I feel like that also kind of like annoys me. So I just don't really care for this one that much. Some people really love it, but it's never been one that I like went out of my way to listen to. And then we have It's Only Make Believe. So this has Sam Moore and Vince Gill on it as well. So I just listened to this one today because I had no clue about it. She only have background vocals for this. She doesn't have a verse for it. I think that she sounds great on it, of course, but I don't think that I'm gonna return to this one, honestly. And now we're on to the other covers that she did for her second Christmas album, Merry Christmas to You. We have Oh Little Town of Bethlehem / Little Drummer Boy. I think that this is good. I like it. And then we have Here Comes Santa Claus, Right Down Santa Claus Lane. I really like the atmosphere of it. It's something that is relaxing to listen to overall. Great vocal performance on here. So we have the first Noel / The Born as a King interlude. This is something that is great to listen to. I really love the way that she transitions into the Born as a King part. I just think that that's very cool overall. I can always appreciate a great interlude, something that's relaxing to listen to. I think that her second Christmas album is great. I see a lot of people saying like, oh, it sucks, it was overproduced and blah blah blah. And do I think that there can be moments of overproduction on the vocal? Sure. But overall, the album gets way too much hate in the fandom. Like, people always saying, oh, it's one of her worst albums. No, it is not. Something that's so relaxing to listen to. A completely different vibe than the first Christmas album in the best way. I listen to it all year round like I do with the first Christmas album, just because her Christmas albums are so good. I'm not just gonna wait until Christmas time to listen to them. That's my opinions there. Next up, we have Oh Come On You Faithful / Hallelujah Chorus. So this is the one that she did with her mom, and so I just think that Mariah absolutely ate this up. Vocals on here are absolutely superb. I just really love the way that the song progresses. Very satisfying to listen to. I love the way that she says adore at the end, the whistle, just everything about this song is so good. Love it very much. I think that it's a good collaboration overall. Definitely a favorite for me on the Merry Christmas to You album, of course. And I guess I can also talk about the live rendition of Oh Holy Night that she did, that she added onto this album. I really like it, of course. Like I said, I love her arrangement of it. She sounded great. And then we also have Auld Lang Syne. So it says, using the public domain poem Auld Lang Syne by Robert Burns, Carey along with Randy Jackson and Johnny Severin of Red One composed a new arrangement, added lyrics, and retitled it. So basically, as I said before, I don't really care too much for this one. It's just not really something I enjoy that much, just in terms of the production as well. I feel like this one kind of sounds like the most dated out of everything that she did on this album, and not really necessarily in a good way. I like her vocal on it, but as a song, I just don't really care for that much, and it's not really something that I listen to. Like, every time I listen to the second Christmas album, I always skip the song just because I never want to hear it. Then we have Heavenly, No Ways Tired. So this is a Mary Mary cover, and she did do this for her Me, I Am Mariah, the Lucis Choose album. So I think that this is a highlight on the album. I really enjoy listening to it. I love how she made it her own. I love her vocal. An important moment overall. And then next up, we're gonna have Sleigh Ride. So she did this for her Christmas special, and so I really like her rendition of it. I just think that it's something that is so much fun to listen to overall, and I'm really glad that she finally gave us her version of it. And then also we have Christmas Time Is Here. So she actually is singing some of this on the Charlie Brown Christmas song on her second Christmas album, and so you can hear it there. And then she has the song again on the soundtrack for her Christmas special, so I can appreciate it in terms of that. I think that it's good overall. And so I really love Charlie Brown Christmas, by the way, on her second Christmas album. I definitely think that it's great. I highlight on the record for me, of course. So that's all the other covers that she's done that I wanted to talk about today. I'm sure that she's done more that I did not touch on, but this was already a lot to go over for sure. So if there's one where you really want to know my thoughts on it, leave a comment down below and I'll let you know what I'm thinking of it. But like I said, I figured I would compile all this into one video just for the ones who haven't seen my previous videos. And so that's going to be it for my favorite songs that Mariah Carey has covered. I would love to know what you guys are thinking down below in the comments. What are your favorite songs that she's covered? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Any other covers that you want to know my opinions on, leave it down below in the comments because I would love to read them. If you wanted to see more videos on Mariah Carey, I will have a card on the screen right here to where you guys can go to check that out. It'll also be at the end of this video and link down below in the description, of course. And more Mariah content is to come. Next month, I'm going to be doing a revisit with me of her first Christmas album, Merry Christmas. And so to those who don't know what the revisit with me's are, those are just where I re-listen to albums with you guys just for fun. And I'm also going to have the music videos and everything. So I'm actually really excited to do that video. So definitely subscribe if you guys want to see that. And lastly, I want to talk about the shirt that I am wearing today. So this is actually something that I got as a birthday present from my sister. And I'll try to have a link down below. I believe this is from like Etsy or something like that. I'll definitely ask her, but if you guys are interested, it'll definitely be on there. I thought this was appropriate because as you guys know, I love the Rainbow Era so much. A lot of people don't give it the respect that it deserves. Same thing for the album as well. Love the album very much. So I just thought that this was fitting since she covered Against the Odds for the Rainbow album and something that's worth noting as well. But I really do like the shirt, so I'll try to have a link down below in the description if you guys would like to get. But that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy it, give a like down below. It helps me a lot YouTube algorithm. I very much appreciate it. You guys can also subscribe right down below if you want to see more videos like this. If you hit the bell, get a notification to your phone when I post. You're not missing when brand new videos come out. First thing down below in the description is going to be my second channel. Just posted a new video on there, and that is going to be me unboxing Aretha Franklin's Spirit in the Dark album, Divinely Pleased edition. It's in a special colorway. If you're interested, definitely go check that out and subscribe over there if you want to see more of me. And I'm also going to have my Twitter, my Instagram, my Spotify, and my TikTok as well. As I said on my community tab, I'm going to be using my TikTok more. So I'm going to be sharing more of my music opinions in there. I'm going to be doing rankings and stuff like that. So if you want to see more of my music opinions, definitely follow me on TikTok. I'm going to be a lot more active on there. And I'm also going to have a link to stream Mariah's music because why not? Again, I'm going to have a link for my shirt. And lastly, information to educate you guys on important situations. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next one.